That's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That's a song called Running Down a Dream. Good morning, Gerry Anderson here. I'll be here until 12 o'clock. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. You may use the email facility, gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. And we've got our text thing going again. I was always afraid to use it before because people always sent very rude messages, and I'm sure it'll be no different today. We've got a new number, though. It's a small, user-friendly number. It's 81771. If you want to contact this programme, send me a text. I can't guarantee I'll read it out because usually when I read them, I usually faint when I pick myself back off the floor. It's 81771 is the text message. So get texting, as they say.
Well, we came across a little town about 5 miles south of Mino. Pretty little place. Population 500. Well, we rounded everybody up in the centre of town. Men at the front, women at the back. Standard procedure. Didn't want any trouble. Sort of. We want your water. We want your water. We want your water. We want your water. Well, we had 7 trucks with us that day. 2 of them were full, and one of them was used for recreational purposes. Well, the plan was we fill up the remaining 4 trucks, steal what we could, leave town, head on for the next one. As far as I was concerned, we were only there for the one thing. We want your water. We want your water. We want your water. We want your water. Jim started shooting. He killed 4 of the men and 3 of the women. I found out later he wasted 8 shots in total. Well, then I had to use one on him. Well, his brother Jake didn't take too kindly to this and took a shot at me. He missed.
That's a very interesting little record. I'll be playing that every now and again. It's from a band called Corrigan. That's a song called Water Ballad. It has struck an accord with many of the listeners. I suppose I should say struck an accord. It has struck a chord. It has stricken a chord. It's probably struck, isn't it?
It was awful.
I know you don't like it. You don't like stuff like that.
It was no good for the start of the programme. It's sad. It wasn't the right place to play it in the programme.
Listen, there's one thing I have to say to you, and I believe it's important that I say this to you now. Things have happened after Dave D. Dozy Beaky McIntitch. Zabadak wasn't the best record ever made. Things have happened beyond that. There are people out there who like that kind of thing. I know there are certain old dogs who don't like that kind of thing. We're after a young audience.
Not at the start of your programme.
Yes, at the very start. Do you know what that is? That's what's called product identification. It's called branding.
No, tell the people why it was on. It was for its duration.
Tell
the people why.
It was on because it was 4 minutes long.
And why was it on?
Because there was a TV camera in here.
There was a man with the TV camera interviewing you, and you just grabbed the first long song that you could find. You never even listened to it.
He said, how long do you need that?
Yeah. You see, so while that was playing, while we had to listen to it, you were answering questions for the TV.
Yes. Nobody knows the life that I lead. Star-crossed. Anyway, can I carry on with this? A number of messages here. Would it be possible to mention the 50th wedding anniversary of two of our friends, Jose? Is that Josie? Probably. Josie or Jose? I think it's probably Josie. Two of our friends, Josie and John O'Hara. Yeah, I think it is Josie. Of King's Crescent, Newton Abbey, which took place on Boxing Day. Also wish Josie a happy birthday for Wednesday the 7th of January, which indeed is not today, is it? What day is today? What date's today?
What date's today, John?
No, I just want to know what day it is. Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday?
No, Janice said the 6th.
Is it a Tuesday or Wednesday?
Who is?
Today. Is it a Tuesday or Wednesday?
This is Tuesday.
That's all I want to know. They are both very ardent listeners to the programme. Apparently they listen all the time. This is from the Thursday Girls. And here's one here.
Hello, Gerry Show.
Oh, sorry. I listen to your radio show every day, and I would like your views on this subject some morning. It's about Uncle Andy and Mervyn's visit to Memphis. No, sorry, we can't go into that. And here's another person who writes to me from Orlando in Florida. He said, I'm writing to you from sunny Florida, as I've already mentioned, where I am holidaying with a wonderful friend who allows me to redesign her subtropical garden for my keep. Well, there's something that beats the brew, isn't it? You look out the window and you see the rain blowing horizontally across the tundra, and you say to yourself, I wonder is there a woman in Florida who'd like me to redesign her subtropical garden for my keep? And the answer, of course, is I hope there would be. My reason for writing is that I'm feeling sorry for a buck goat named Billy. It's in possession of my two nieces, Tasha and Tanya, living near to Cookstown. The poor goat is so desperate for company, being that season of the year, it is being sadly deprived of its natural urges. And he goes on to mention other things which I would not mention. I'd be grateful if you could play a suitable song for either for A, one, my two sad nieces, or two, for Billy the buck goat. Perhaps Geordie would have some advice suitable. Apparently the Billy goat is not getting his just desserts. It's a terrible thing, but I know it can't be helped. Email time. My mother has heard her favourite song this week on the Gerry Anderson Show. That's me. And it's called Tom's Song. Could you please email me details where she can buy it? Many thanks. That's Joan Martin. I'm not quite sure. I'll just put that to the one side, and if I can help you with that, I will, because we've had a few requests for that. And here's a person called Lynn Warwood who says, can I thank you for my prize in your rickety wheel? I won a meal for two and tickets for country music at the Millbrook Lodge in Ballynahinch. I gave the prize to a friend as I could not use it. They said they had a great time, so can I thank you and Sean Wallace of the Millbrook Lodge Hotel who donated the prize. How nice it is to get some positive reaction for a change. After all, you know, some people don't do that. And here's a letter from a lady called Mrs. Rosie Ryan who had a child recently. We've read her letters on occasion. Dear Gerry, thank God Christmas is over, she writes from 21 Bowes Hill in Clogher. It's just an excuse for stuffing a bird and stuffing your face. Well, I agree with that. We are all well, Gerry. Big Hughie, the wee dote, still has the boil on the end of his nose. But it looked very festive at Christmas time. Well, boils do on your end of your nose at Christmas time because, you know, it's that kind of Santa thing. My son, wee Bon Jovi, is thriving like be damned. Wee Bon Jovi loves the rattle Santa brought him. We could not afford a real rattle, so Big Hughie put a couple of stones into a beer can. Gerry, Big Hughie brought me a pair of red flannel bloomers. They are seconds, Gerry. The weave is not quite straight, and every time I walk, I veer to the right. Well, that's starboard, I suppose. Gerry, have you made any New Year resolutions? Yes, I've made plenty, but I don't want to make them public in case I break them and people see me and it gets in the paper. Big Hughie is going to try not eating his dinner with his hands. I hope he sticks to it, Gerry, because he makes a hell of a mess when he has soup. Gerry, in the coming year, I hope to improve my education. I might go to night school. I would love to have a or a O level. If I had, I'd be the smartest woman in Clogher. Gerry, as you know, I only went to school till I was 8. But I think a lot, Gerry. I am always thinking when I walk at night in the bog. I sometimes think, where does the sun go when it gets dark? And sometimes I think, if God is so perfect, why did he put our reproduction parts in such an awkward place, Gerry? Do you ever wonder about things when you walk in the bog at night? Well, I do, actually. As I stride the bog, I often think strange things. Gerry, do you think Earl Einstein was a right cute here when he worked out the sum for relativity? Or was he just a lucky chancer? Do you read a lot, Gerry? I'm reading 2 books at present. One is called A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawkins, the boy in the wheelchair. And the other is It's the Way I Tell 'Em by Frank Carson. Both boys have a lot in common. It's hard to understand either of them. Gerry, would you play I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm for poor old Osama bin Laden? He must be fair foundered in that old cave in Afghanistan. Thank you for that. And, what?
Dominic Gormley's in Ward 2 of the Mid-Ulster Hospital. He's been there since Christmas.
I don't doubt it.
Him a speedy recovery.
I certainly will. Is he okay? Is it something serious?
From his brother and sister-in-law in Ballymena. Okay. And they've asked, would there be any possibility of you playing Brian Kennedy? They don't hold out much hope for you, of you playing Brian Kennedy. That's what they said. But we'll try him anyway.
Why, do they think I'm some kind of monster, some kind of ogre, that I wouldn't play Brian Kennedy for a man in hospital?
Well, that's what they think. That's what his sister...
They think I'd be so low as to refuse a man lying on the flat of his back in hospital? Since Christmas Eve, a man who has not seen a breath of fresh air for nearly 2 weeks. You think I'd refuse to play him Brian Kennedy? Well, I'm absolutely right. Oh, I don't have it with me. Do you have anything by Brian Kennedy in the vicinity of your room in there?
No.
I don't have it. Is he in the Corps?
No, he's
not in the Corps. See, I can't get Brian Kennedy. I'm stuck here.
Is he not in your box?
No, he's not. I've got a poem here from John P. McMenamin. It's called No Thanks to BT, you can have an extension in the bed. It goes like this. The other day our Gerry took a message on the phone. The caller had a wild sore throat, so he'd spent the day at home. Now this lad wore no pyjamas. He was not that kind of boy. He wore a gansey and stout trousers that were made of corduroy. Said Gerry to the caller, have you got a mobile phone? I have just one phone, the caller croaked. There's just one socket in my home. But I can hear you, man, roared Gerry, which made his face turn red. And Gerry, dear, the caller croaked, I've got an extension in the bed. What's that to me, yelled Gerry. What is your extension to do with me? I suggest you call your doctor or your wife if she is free. You don't understand, the caller croaked. I have an extension from the phone. I like an extension in my bed. There's just one socket in my home. And now, thanks to that caller, and the thing as the caller said, Gerry and Sean both phoned BT and have extensions in their bed. So if you want an extension in the bed, you won't be out of pocket. Just phone BT, the call is free, and get an extension from your socket. Guitar player sounds as if he doesn't quite know the riff. As if he forgets it halfway through. Have a listen
all I listen to is drummers now.
You only listen to drummers? Oh, okay.
Please don't go down to New Orleans. You know I love you so, baby. Please don't go. I'm gonna be a dog. I'm gonna be a dog. I'm gonna be a dog. Get you way down here, make you walk alone, baby. Please don't go.
are. It sounds as if the guy doesn't know that guitar bit at all. He nearly messed it up at the end there.
Right, there's a man and a woman.
I know, that's called the Mad Cats. It's a band called the Mad Cats from an album called It's Rockabilly Time. That's Baby Please Don't Go. Otherwise, it's okay. What's his name?
George.
Hello, George. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, George. Can I help you with anything at all? Can I make your life a little brighter?
Yes, because you promised me before Christmas you'd make my life a little bit lighter, something to look forward to.
And what was that?
And I haven't been out of the house waiting on the postman.
Uh-huh. No, there was something I just have to mention to the staff at the back here. I was talking to someone the other day. I think it was the last... Janet, maybe perhaps this... You may not be there. I was talking to a gentleman and I promised him a copy of Tom's song by Marie Murray.
Yes.
No, I asked you to remind me, but nobody did.
No, well, if you check your thing, your text messages.
Yes.
I'm just reading one of your text messages.
Uh-huh.
Where's my glasses? And I also have more information on it.
I haven't told you who I am yet.
No, we don't care who you are. Just hold on a second, please.
Nobody cares about me.
Where are you
No,
now?
we do care about you. Just wait.
There,
What?
you see there's text message.
Yes.
Right?
Gerry, the On Tom song was available in the record store facing the City Hall. This was before Christmas. There was loads for... Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So...
Right, and also, if I have a...
Hurry up, will you?
shut up. John Miller.
Yes.
He's got the CD.
What CD?
Tom songs. Isn't
Yes, but I didn't
Okay.
ask you any of that.
What?
Stop. Tell Janet to stop whispering like that.
He was
All
the
I
same.
asked you...
Oh,
That's
he doesn't
all.
have it.
No, that's all I asked you. All I asked you was, I promised a man the other day that I
Yes,
said...
the man in Randallstown.
Yes.
Yes.
And I asked you to remind me, but nobody
Yes,
did.
Janet has it here in a big sheet
Janet,
of
would you
paper.
remind me later, in case that man in Randallstown might think I'm a charlatan and indeed a liar? That's okay.
And nothing could be further from the truth.
Nothing could be further from truth. I'll just
Because
leave
you
it.
always come through for the people.
Yes, I'll just turn you off now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good morning, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, George from Croydon.
George, thank you, George. You're from Croydon. What a beautiful part of the world.
I tell you not at the minute, it's a bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
It,
What can we do for you, George? Never mind the weather report.
all right, no, I won't tell you what it's like in London.
I hope you don't think I'm cheeky, but, I want to...
I don't say you're cheeky, you're very front, you don't mix your words.
No, I want to crack on here.
And I wouldn't say you're a liar, I think you're a genuine man.
I'm a charlatan, but I'm not a liar.
No,
I'll accept charlatan, but never liar.
But I do believe you stick to your promises.
Well, I do as best I can. You see, I'm handicapped by inferior staff.
Well, me and you both, because I sit in a wheelchair talking to you.
I know.
You promised me, faithfully, Brian Kennedy.
How will you see?
And you just mentioned it just a few minutes ago there.
Yes, the very thing, and I remember that. And that, you see, I asked the staff to remind me, then again they didn't. Will you take note of this man's name and
you
address?
take note, because you can't depend
I can't
on
think of everything. Whenever I
can't
come off this
depend
programme,
on
I'm
you.
exhausted every day.
You
You don't
take
have a
note.
pen by your table, by your desk.
I have no pen.
You haven't got a pen. Can you read?
You have a pen.
I have no pen.
I left a pen in your desk.
You did not, you liar.
No, don't argue, no.
There was no pen here. I have no pen.
Janet's
I
going to
can't...
bring you in a pen.
Broadcasters can't be have pens.
Janet's bringing you in a pen now for you to...
I don't want a pen.
You
If
do
I have a
want
pen, it gives me responsibility. It means I have to write things down.
There's Janet in the studio now with you.
Yeah, thanks, Janet. Thanks for that pen.
You all know, sir.
Why did Janet grab my throat there? Any particular reason, I wonder?
Right.
All right, then. So what is your name again?
It's George Mahaffey.
George Mahaffey.
Do you want me to spell the surname?
No, I can spell Mahaffey.
Sure.
Yes.
It's a hard one.
Mehaffey.
You're a gentleman.
Yes, sir.
You're a genius.
George Mahaffey, okay.
Yes.
Right, don't give me your address, George. As long as I have it down here, we have your address here, I am sure. The people have your phone number, and we can phone you back and we get your address. And you want... What in particular of Brian Kennedy did you want?
Well, I've only heard 2 of his songs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sure how many discs or whatever he's released.
Mm-hmm.
But I spoke to my friend Leonard Lean. He lives in Carrick.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he's very good.
All right. Well, he is, certainly. I'll send you on a couple of things that I have about Brian Kennedy.
So if I got to wait until the next Christmas?
Oh, I'll do that today.
You'll do it today?
I'll do that today. Sean, will you get George's address? I mean, we don't...
Well, we've got his phone number, and I'll give you George's phone number after the programme.
Well, why don't you just... No, but here... why don't you just, talk to George now when I put George down...
But then
and take his phone number and then give it to me. See, this would be helping me.
Yes.
See, that means I don't have to make separate, lengthy, expensive calls.
I'm there to help you.
Yeah. After the programme, you see, my head is full of so many things after the
And what
programme.
happens if I go out today?
What happens when you go out today?
If I do go out this afternoon?
I don't know what'll happen if you go out this afternoon.
Well, you won't be able to get my details, would
I
you?
see. See, you can give him the details now, you see, but he doesn't want to do that because he wants to mess you up.
Well, you got to pull rank and say you've got to write this
Well,
man's
we'll
number
do
down.
that then.
Will you talk to Sean? Will you talk to him?
I'll talk
Get his
to
address and he'll give me the address. It seems simple.
Yes.
After the programme, just give me the address and I'll send it off to him. You don't have to find Brian Kennedy. I'll go through my desk. I'll find a representative sample of what Brian does and I'll send it to this man in Croydon and he'll tell his friends how nice we are.
And then you'll have no Brian Kennedy CDs to play.
No, I will have it. Sure. I don't play them anyway. No, I do play them when he comes in. And another thing, we've got the name of the other gentleman who wants Tom's song. That's two things. I'm going to have to take Carpe Diem, Sean. Carpe Diem. Seize the day. I can't depend on you people in there. It's a question of authenticity. It's a question of the people out there believing that what I say is true. Because I can't say things that I believe to be true and then I'm let down by the staff and it comes across that I'm some kind of a con man.
If I send you
Yes.
my CV, you'd probably give me a job. I'm a good singer, you see.
Oh, yeah?
I do a lot of singing.
Well, can I audition you now? What kind of songs do you sing?
I like Frank Sinatra, Al Martino,
Al Martino.
yeah, and a bit of... I like Frank Sinatra stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, give us a bit of something now whilst you're here.
And now
Yes.
the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll state it clear.
Yeah, thank you. That's really good.
Was that all right
Yes,
for you?
that was great. Thanks.
I often win a bottle of wine in the karaoke.
Well, you see, every man has his day.
Well, I have me full orchestra behind me, you see.
Well done.
It's called The Machine. And
Oh.
I start singing.
I know.
There you are.
Stop. All right then. I will send that to you, George.
You promised me.
God bless you, my son.
And
Okay.
I stood on the phone to thank you a million.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much for talking to me, Gerry.
Bye.
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 Did you notice something there?
What?
Did you notice?
What?
George is from Northern Ireland, right?
Yes.
He was singing with an English accent.
But many people do that.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to start this record. It's not starting. Sorry, did you notice I was trying to do that?
yes.
Yeah. I can't do it now.
Yes.
It won't start.
So what are you- There's a man on two.
This as well, isn't it? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm trying to start a record, but it won't start, so I'm going to talk to you instead. What can we do? Do you have problems?
No, this is Raymond.
Good morning, Raymond.
Raymond McCulloch. You were a very kind man. A week or so ago you played a track off the China bike ride.
I have it with me at the moment, actually. I have every intention of playing it today. I brought it downstairs this morning, as funny enough as you should say, so...
Oh, there you are. See, perfect
I will certainly
timing.
do that, yeah. And it's about a personal recollection of a musical recollection of a trip you took to China.
You would be just the sort of man would play the full version of it. I know you.
Which one now? Which one are you talking about? I'm just, as I reach down now...
Track 5 is the full 11-verse mix.
see,
You mightn't have time for it today, now.
That might be too much for the listeners. So there's
It's a
certain
saga,
things...
you know.
Well, I've got it here. The Great China Bike Ride.
Yes.
Let's see now. The first track is... hold on a minute. What is this?
Follow the Beijing.
It doesn't give you much information here.
It's inside.
Oh, it's inside, sorry. See, that's the worst about
It's on the
CDs.
back as well, actually.
Oh, here we are.
Information all over the place.
One is the Ballad of Beijing, that's 4 minutes 24 seconds. 2, Smoke Goes Up, that's 5 minutes.
That's an Irish song.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
And 3, 8, 1989 is 4 minutes. And 4, Wake Up You Sleeper. And 5 is the Ballad of Beijing, full 11 verse mix. That's 8 minutes long.
And then there's a 6th bonus track, which is an instrumental diddly-dee thing.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play that.
Horse lips,
Is it?
well, a bit. Planet
yeah.
meets horse lips.
All right, yeah, okay. So we'll play that after the news sometime between 11 and 12.
I see you're a gentleman.
Okay. So where can this record be purchased if a person was
that's really what I said I would ring you back about. It'll be in Virgin Megastore in Belfast from today on.
Yes. Oh, excellent.
And a wee tiny poster. That's what they asked for.
And it's called the Great China Bike Ride. Is that what you're going to call
Yeah, or
it?
just China Bike Ride. It'll probably, the great is in small letters, if that makes sense.
We don't have a lot of time here, but you undertook this bike ride. Why?
Well, do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
To see China.
Well,
But I do have some friends and relatives who, have a learning disability, shall we say. So MenCap has been very, very helpful to them. So
All right,
I thought
then.
it would be good to help
Okay,
them
I
as
always
well.
fancied doing that, those sponsored cycling things. You raise about 2 or 3 grand and then you go somewhere.
That's right.
But I've never done that yet because
You pay £300 up front, and then you have to raise... Well, the target is 2.5 grand I raise.
Raymond, I'm sorry we're going to have to go.
Okay.
Okay, see you later.
I'll talk to you
Bye.
later. You can get it on the internet.
Okay.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock. This is the news with Linda Ray. The inquest has been opened in London into the death of Diana, Princess of Wales. It's 6 years since the Princess and Dodi Fayed were killed in a car crash in a Paris underpass. The Royal Coroner, Michael Burgess, will set out how the inquiry will be held before adjourning the hearing to a later date. Later this afternoon, he'll open a separate inquest into the death of Mr. Fayed. Geoffrey Donaldson says there's no need for him to call a by-election for his Westminster seat following his defection to the DUP. Ulster Unionist leader David Trimble claims it's a matter of honour after his decision to switch parties. But Mr Donaldson says he still has the support of his constituency.
I believe that I will still have strong support within the Lagan Valley constituency, that I will continue to have the support of a majority of the Unionists in Lagan Valley. Mr Trimble talks about doing the honourable thing. Given that he no longer has the support of a clear majority of Unionists who have rejected his policy, I think that he should do the honourable thing and resign as leader of the UUP.
The chairman of the District Policing Partnership in Strabane has condemned those behind the latest hoax bomb alert outside a member's home. A controlled explosion was carried out on the package found under a van in the Laurel Drive estate. Several homes were evacuated during the 2-hour operation. Local DPP chairman Tom McBride says its members won't be intimidated.
We've had these incidents before, obviously, in a new year. People expected things maybe to be moving in a sort of a quieter, more constructive fashion. Obviously, there's a few people around who have other ideas. But we said it before, and it's even clearer now. The DPPs in Strabane or elsewhere will not be deterred from what they're supposed to be doing.
The Prison Officers Association says the Northern Ireland office must act to stop the jail dispute here spreading to the rest of the UK. The 35,000 members of the POA are due to take part in a one-day strike in support of colleagues here who want more protection from violent attacks on their homes. Brian Caton, General Secretary of the association, said the situation was going from bad to worse.
We're no longer prepared to see our members intimidated, both at work and their families threatened and attempted to be murdered in society, and the government can do something about it.
A man has been run over and killed by his own car as it was taken by thieves in Liverpool. The man, who was 57, was unloading luggage at John Lennon Airport when another man jumped into the car and knocked him down. He and his wife, who witnessed his death, were due to go on holiday. Chief Superintendent Greg Wood from Merseyside Police is leading the hunt for the thieves who escaped in a different car.
This is an absolutely appalling and despicable, cowardly crime that's been committed here, which is something which is extremely unusual in the vicinity of the airport. We've never had a crime of this nature in that area. In the whole of 2003, there's only been 11 cars stolen from the car parks around there. So it's a very low crime figure, and we've certainly never had anybody's car stolen from them while they're unloading the luggage in this way.
The weather mostly dry, becoming windy with some rain overnight. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. Roadworks have begun on the A3 Armagh Road in Portadown. Lane closures are in place from Duke Street through to Ripley Terrace, and traffic can expect delays in the area. Staying in Portadown, and resurfacing work is taking place on the Tandragee Road from Anna Bridge to the Old Golf Links. There are temporary traffic controls and work continues here until Saturday. And finally, in Rathfriland, the A25, which is down Patrick Street, has been closed to facilitate reconstruction work. A diversion is in place. Sinead Maguire reporting.
Travel news from BBC Radio Ulster.
Thank you, welcome back.
Let's go off to the Shepton Mallet Antique Fair and go bargain hunting. I'm going to give you 1 hour. I mean 1 hour, not 5 years. I'm going to give you 1 hour to get out there to find a bargain. I'm going to give you 1 hour. I mean 1 hour, not 5 years. Away you go and find us some bargains. I think that's cheap as chips. Get those pens and paper ready. Here we go. Here we go. Go for it, boy. Get those pens and paper ready. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fantastic. Get in there. Bargain hunters, get in there. Scour around, get in there. Bargain hunters, get in there. Fantastic. Here we go. What do you think, bargain hunters? What a buy. Yes, I like it. What a cracking example that is. Is it in working order? Now, what a attracted a young, attractive girl like yourself. How old are you, 20?
23.
Get in there. Can I call you girls?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Under the tables, over the tables. I think it's a little beauty. I found a piece of furniture here that's going to make you purr. Yes, wicked. Very, very nice. Come on. It's the old fox himself. It's Philip Serrell. Bargain Hunters. It doesn't get any better. Fantastic. Here we go.
Fell for this dream girl in Danville, just in this central time zone. I used to kill hours to meet her on time, and then lost one as well driving home. Mexican boy on Doheny, selling her map to stars' homes. Maybe he's homeless and maybe they're gone. In the afternoon traffic rolls on. Driving a Jaguar's impressive, but you can't watch it go by. The Manhattan skyline is a sight to behold, but probably best through New Jersey-based eyes. It is what it is, and that's all. What are you going to do? Will some fool look up on a clear day and say that the sky's not a true enough blue? It never much rains, but it's pouring. Everything happens at once. Flat tires and light bulbs while picture frames fall from the wall where they've hung fine for months. It is what it is, and that's all. Lay down the mat by the door. Will some fool rush in from a cloudburst and say, I'm soaked and I'm totally bored? Out there by the interstate, the duplex I call home ain't quite the quietest place on earth to catch your breath. Non-stop highway sound makes backyard picnics out to lunch. Fact is, my next door neighbor's fine, completely deaf. Maybe you wish you had money, then you might think you could live. Life is so brief, you may think time a thief. Better live for whatever it gives. Pondering the future, you worry. Listen, somehow you'll get through. Then you'll look backwards and long for the things that you'll find it's then too late to do. It is what it is, and that's all. When are you going to see? Friends tell you true, and your granddad did too, but you won't take advice that comes free. Get what you want, you don't want it. Not even glad while you eat. Wait for your flight while the heavyweights fight and the planes try to land in the sleet. It is what it is, and that's all. And birds can't row boats, baby blue. Well, some fool sit stuck on the runway and say, hell, it's only me this happens to. It is what it is, and that's all. It is what it is, and that's all.
That's Steve Forward. That's a song called It Is What It Is. That's from an album called Mission of the Crossroad Palms, and before that we had David Dixon talking a lot of crap. I've got look at this. I can't get. Can we print those? Can we print those text messages? Can we? Can we print them out? I can only see half of them. There's a lot of text messages here, and it's the number is 81771. Will you stop? The text number is 81771. If you want to ring us, it's 08459 555 678. Email address is jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Even Ian Evan writes to me, and he said, greetings from sunny Dungiven, place where you used to stop and eat chips from Rose Burger Bar. All those happy, heady days. When I was a happy man, I had no cares at all. I used to sit by the side of the road and eat sausage and chips from Rose Burger Bar. Watch the good burgers of Dungiven walk by. Me Wayne spotted you one night in a big white mark, but were too shy or plain sensible not to ask for your autograph. I don't like to be disturbed in my eating chips. I get angry. Anyway, I listened to your show and really enjoyed the banter. Up to now, I could only watch the show when I was out, and only catch the show when I was out and about on the motor. As I work mostly in schools around Limavady Valley giving careers advice, I can't listen as often as I want. You shouldn't be giving children careers advice. You should just tell them to go out and enjoy themselves. Do whatever they feel like. Can we print out the text messages?
Janet's working on it now.
Wouldn't you think that would have been the first thing she would have asked when the facility became available? Why do I have to pioneer everything? Why must I have to ask all the questions?
But sure, it's got nothing to do with Janet.
Oh, no. She only works in the programme. She's only responsible.
Why should Janet want to know? Why should Janet...
Well, I'll tell you, here's a reason why she should want to know. Is because it's her job to bring me in all the material, paper material that comes in. I know it's probably too much to ask of her to bring me in.
You've got a screen there,
yes,
and you can read them yourself.
I'll tell you what I also have. I have a screen here, I have a load of records, I have a desk, I have email, I have everything.
Yes.
You see, I can't read that and do email at the same time. I have to turn this off. When I turn this off, it comes into you. It is Janet's job to look after the texts and then bring them in to me. I know it's an imposition, and I know she's very, very busy, but, you know, after all, this is what she does.
Well, why don't you just pull your microphone over to your screen and read them if you want? But
because I can only read half of them.
Why can you only read half of them?
Because the thing's not right. That's all I'm trying to say. I can't make me thing bigger.
Make it big.
There's people trying to make things bigger all over the world. I can't do it. I've turned it off now.
Why? You're huffing.
No, it's not my job to do this. I can't do this. It's too complicated. Go on, will you ask Janet, for God's sake? Is it too much to ask?
But
I was down in Belfast one time and I watched Hugo.
Yes.
There's 2 and 3 girls running in and out to him all the time. Janet never comes in here.
Janet ran a minute ago to you and tried to strangle you.
I know, but that's different. She only came in to strangle me. They don't strangle Hugo. They bring Hugo in pieces of paper to read. They say, here, Hugo, you might be interested in this. Nobody brings me in anything. I have to wrestle with my own texts.
If that's half a screen now, when we print it out, will not print out half a screen.
That's for you to find out. I don't have time to do that. I'm talking here. Will you please find out if we can print out those texts? Because there are people there trying to contact.
Can we do it?
Yes, you can.
Janet says she can't find it.
She can't find it.
Oh, she can't find the wee printing thing. The wee printing logo.
I know. You see, I can't find it either. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have time to look for it. Why doesn't she get someone in who knows where the wee printing logo is? And then you could help me.
Janet doesn't know, nobody knows. Janet's trained.
But if she's trained and doesn't know, what am I supposed to be doing in here?
But if it can't print out, it can't print out.
It can't print out. Of course it can. It prints out for Hugo. If it prints out for Hugo, it can print out for anybody. Look at me grabbing my microphone and everything, making all the mistakes. Will you leave me alone?
There's a call on one.
Hello,
like
good morning.
Like a parish charge waiting for you to speak to me.
I'm terribly sorry. It's a question of...
And you're going on at an awful rate.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just everything's going wrong.
I know exactly. You just can't help it. Let's say you don't want to.
I do want to, but
no, you don't, Jay, because it's just you. If you were nice, obliging sort of a creature, well, people would be very nice and obliging to you.
They're walking over me here.
What?
They're walking over me.
Not at all, Gerry. No. You wouldn't let anyone walk over you.
Well, sometimes I have to because I've no choice because I'm in the public eye. I'm sitting here talking. I can't...
Public eye, and you don't even know who you're talking to.
I don't know who I'm talking to, no. Who are you?
My name is Kathleen.
Well, Kathleen, now I know. Kathleen, can I help you at all today?
Today, no. The only reason... Oh, I'd phoned yesterday, actually, because I was listening to our new character on the BBC.
He's doing very well, a bit of controversy, but that never did any harm.
He is some pup, that child, so he is.
Cheeky article?
No, he's not a cheeky, he's just wants everything right at his fingertips.
Which I'm the same.
Now, listen to tell you something. I was listening to Radio Ulster the week before that.
Yes.
And honest to goodness, I turned it off. I said, what am I doing listening to this rubbish? He was the easiest going creature God ever put on this earth. But Stephen Icknam set up and take notice.
Yeah, I'm sure he's certainly done that. He's a man after my own heart. I can be cheeky too, you know.
Well, you can be. You are cheeky, Jack.
No, the reason I'm not cheeky is him because I've got a good heart. I think Fergal Sharkey sang about that once.
You're a good heart. Who told you that?
A good heart is hard to find. Now, I know that I have a good heart because no matter how much I feel like being cheeky to people, I can't do it because, after all, they're human. They're like me. They breathe air and they take in water.
You make me laugh, so you do. But
what is your point here? You may trying to make a point here.
No, I was just saying he is going to make you sit up and take notice of him. He's a very talented young gent.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
And a bit of a change from John. Now, John was all right. John had his moments.
There's fish and there's fowl.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Different horses for different courses.
My cousin went home to South Africa after speaking to you. Went home. Oh my goodness! I can't wait. She says till I get home and tell the family that I've been on Ulster television, Ulster radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
She obviously doesn't go out much.
She says, oh, she can't go out in South Africa there. Oh.
Why, is she pink or something, or yellow?
No, she was a very attractive girl.
Is she? Well, why can't you go out in South Africa?
Because you can't go out
unattended?
Yeah. Unattended, that is not the word.
You can't go out unattended?
No.
Right, well, it's the same here after 12 o'clock. You know, I feel like Cinderella in this city.
Oh, dear, here, listen to you. Whenever you've got your glass in your hand, you're happy just throwing that back in and taking the...
No, those days are gone.
Taking the devil by... Why?
You're talking about taking the tiger by the tail. Is that what you're talking about? I have to say I've noticed a change in me. It's very seldom I talk about myself in the radio because I don't think it's a good idea, but every once in a while an opportunity arises, and I have to say that I have turned away from my previous life. I used to be a man, well, I was a bit of a hellraiser, I have to say, and, well, a woman on my knee and a bottle of whiskey in my hand and a pint of
woman on your knee?
Well...
You wouldn't have the stamina for a woman on your knee?
Well, as long as it doesn't take much for them just to sit there. If it goes any further, that's a different matter. But see, I've realised now the benefit of silence and the benefit of solitude and the benefit of contemplation and meditation.
Yeah.
I no longer need the flesh pots of our cities. I no longer need to rail round the town in the middle of night, causing hell. I've no need for that. I'm happiest now sitting at home with a pamphlet.
Were you happy just sitting at home?
I was just sitting there last night. I was sitting reading a pamphlet on the immortality of man. And the immortality of man's soul. I was just reading that last night, and I said to myself, how true that is. And I thought of all the nights that I spent in the charnel houses and in the places where the ragged people go. And I realised to myself, what a waste of my life. It's not too late yet. I'm 43.
It's never too late for anything at all, Gerry.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get cheeky like Stephen Nolan.
No. Don't get cheeky.
I'll get cheeky like him, yeah.
You know, he's just going to take things away. You know,
No, but I was always cheeky.
Is he on TV sometimes?
Pardon?
Is Stephen on TV sometimes?
He's on TV quite often.
Is he?
You see, let me just explain what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to get a point across, and I don't know if I'm being successful or not. You see, I like it because it's good to have somebody else cheeky. Because I've been cheeky on my own for a very long time.
Yeah.
See, a lot of them weren't cheeky. Bennett's not cheeky. Hugo's not cheeky. George's afraid to be cheeky in case they stop giving him money. And everybody's all nice. And I was always the only one who wasn't particularly nice. Now there's two of us.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a friend.
Oh.
I hope you don't mind me unloading upon you like this.
No,
but you're the type of person I can talk to.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
You're unloading to all of Northern Ireland.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for giving me...
oh, no, it wasn't with you. He was never pronouncing Northern Ireland correctly.
Who wasn't?
Stephen.
What does he say?
I can't remember. Well, we're Northern Ireland or...
Northern Ireland?
No, the way the football is all right. Northern Ireland here.
Northern Ireland here?
Northern Ireland. No.
Okay, right. I think you've run your course here.
Some of your time, darling.
Yes, indeed.
And I would like to wish you and Johnny boy a very, very happy and a prosperous...
Thank you very much. We appreciate your sentiments. Thank you very much indeed. God bless you.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
What a lovely woman. I can unload fine. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, hello.
Joe Doherty here.
Joe, have you got a radio on by any chance?
I have it on. I've just turned it off this moment.
That's okay then.
I'm driving up from Enniskillen, so I'm hoping you can hear me okay.
Oh, we can hear you all right, but you're like a man who might dip in and out.
Yeah, probably. Well, look, the reason for the call, Gerry, first of all, to wish you and Sean and everybody up there a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
And also, see if you can provide me with a bit of information. I'm trying to get hold of an Alison Krauss song.
Yes.
I think the title is Love Me Forever, or Love You Forever. That's the first line of the chorus. Anyway, it goes something like... ring any bells? No.
It does indeed. I know that song, but I'm just trying to think what the title of it is. I Will, it's called.
I Will.
It's an old Beatles song.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's it.
That's an old Beatles song.
Where would I get hold of that?
Oh, there's a one. It's on an album of hers. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, I'm afraid. I suggest that you've got access to the internet, do you?
Yes, probably, yeah.
Or do you know a small child who can do it for you?
Well, my wife is sort of computer literate. I'm completely illiterate that way.
Get her to log on to Amazon, either on the UK or Amazon.com, and or get on your search engine, and just tap in Alison Krauss, and that'll come up. That'll come up eventually. It's called I Will. See, if you don't know the name of the song, you're hammered.
I know.
That's the one.
Well,
you'll get that okay.
Establish that.
Okay.
Now, the other question I want to ask you, would one of your New Year resolutions, if you've made any at all, be to promote local talent?
Well, I've been doing that on a regular basis for some years now. And
Right.
Oh, listen, we know the name of the album. It's called Baby Now That I've Found You.
Excellent.
Baby Now That I've Found You. Well, actually, it's from an old song that was recorded. It was a hit here in Britain. Oh, sorry. A hit here in the British Isles. In the 60s, called Baby I Found You by a band called The Foundations. Right. You may not remember that, but she covered that. Baby, now that I found you, I'm electrical.
I remember that one.
The album is called Baby Now That I Found You.
That's excellent. That's good. Well, I should be able to find it.
All right, then.
The other point I was going to make was, before Christmas, I sent you a CD by a group called Tapestry. And subsequently I spoke to Sean, and Sean reckoned you just chucked it in the bin, you know.
Oh, I'd like to thank Sean for that confidence. Yes.
But I'm sort of hoping still that it's up on your desk along with those hundreds of other CDs that you get sent.
Well, I do have a pile, to be honest with you, and Tapestry, I'm sure, is amongst them. And Mr. Coyle has been malicious in saying that I have chucked them in the bin, because I haven't chucked anything in the bin now for a day or two. I'll look through the pile and try and fish it out.
Before Christmas. I heard you playing a version of Carrickfergus sung by some guy yesterday.
That was the four of us.
The four of us, that's
yes,
right.
Yes.
And Tapestry, I know on that CD, have recorded a version of Tapestry that is vastly superior, a version of Carrickfergus rather, that's vastly superior to that version.
All right, then. We'll take your word for it. I'll have a listen to that and see what it's like.
It'd be great if you could give them a bit of promotion, you know.
I can't see why not. Okay, then.
Thanks, Gerry.
God bless you, my son.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye. What are you doing in there? You just crying.
There's three of us now working at your thing, your
text.
Your text.
Well, why don't you just leave it alone?
Apparently it's printing out in your room now. There's Ken coming in.
This is all very complicated.
You're getting so much attention here this morning.
I know, but it's all, none of it's any good. None of it's any good. The attention that I'm getting here is messing me up. Oh, that's it now. That's the way it works.
They're coming out one at a time.
They're not coming out one at a time. I want them all out. I want them all out together.
Yeah, no, but we can only get them one at a time.
Yeah, for God's sake.
Well, it's a start.
Say hello to Donna Connolly in the National Return Letter Centre in Royal Mail. These are the texts that you've sent me. The text number is indeed, of course, 81771. That's a short, more people-friendly number. Happy birthday to Agnes from Paddy. Roges... Alternative for charlatan, quack, sham, fraud, fake, imposter, con man, cheat, deceiver, swindler, phony, trickster, mountebank. A good self-description for such a humble megastar. Yours always, Lurgan fan. Thank you for that. Gerry, did anyone win the booby prize in the Rickerby? No, they didn't.
Okay.
No, they didn't. A person was called out, but we didn't give them the booby prize because it's a cruel thing to do. Say hello, Gerry, to Donna Connolly in the National Return Letter Centre in the Royal Mail. Oh, I've already read that out. And just for a change, Gerry, play Lou Reed, The Great American Whale. Cookstown is waiting. Well, Cookstown may have to wait for a little while yet. I've been asked to play this. I played this a couple of times over the course of the holidays, and it was a big hit last year when I played it before, but I've been asked to play it again.
So
That's Mary Murray. That's a song called Tom's Song. Beautiful. Belated birthday wishes to Janet Hamilton of Carrickfergus from her two aunts in Ballykelly. 18th birthday wishes to Shauna Tolan in Lurgan from the Duffy family in Lurgan. And also Billy Miller would like to thank the couple who gave him a lift from Newton Ards to White Abbey on Friday when his car broke down. Billy didn't get their names, but would like to thank them very much. There we are, you see. This is why we live here. Gerry, would you please play Christy Moore for everybody in the Cabin Bar in Ballymena? Well, that's not a bad idea. And this is text, of course. Hi, Gerry, it's me, Danny DeVito. Good morning, Danny. You're looking good. Happy New Year. Say hello for me. And please wish Happy New Year to my friends in North Bay, Ontario. That's from Cherry Harper. To my son, Ivan, also Bridget, Emily and Tilly, and to the rest of their family. I tape all the programmes and send the tapes out to them. That way they don't have to get up early in the morning as they are 5 hours behind us. Well, they've no need to get up 5 hours in the morning anyway, because the show is on the internet at all stages. You can listen to it any time during the day, of course. That's if you're potentially suicidal. We love your shows, Gerry. Please keep Mr. Coyle, as we would really miss him. Also say Happy New Year to Cherry and Rachel from Belfast. They're fans as well. That's from Anne and Cumber. There we are. There's more emails, more text. Nothing rude, Gerry, just to say how much... Oh, thank you. Gerry, Tom's Song was available in the record store facing the City Hall. This was before Christmas, and there were loads of them there. There we are now. Tell Sean to stop talking crap. Corrigan is great. I've been trying to get him to stop talking crap for a very long time. Gerry, what about Cows with Guns for your younger listeners? Stevie, O'Paddy, Eamon and Mark working in Paperman Products. I listen to Radio 2, says Stephen in Lurgan, most mornings before you come on. And guess what Terry Wogan played this morning? He played Folk Saladani. How do you say that? Gerry, times is hard and the wains is young. Keep her lit and give her Dixie. That sounds like one for Hugo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes.
Gerry, it's John Ross here. Sorry to bother you, but...
John, you're the bicycle man.
The bicycle man is right.
Yes, John.
All the way from Newcastle. Gerry, I just want to see if you can help me. We've had a wee bit of bad luck. We had an item stolen from the front of the shop here. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I'll be as quick as I can. I'm not entirely sure whether it was on Christmas Eve or this last couple of days, just an opening here in the new year. The item is a grey Traeger. It's a 3-wheel small go-kart that you basically lie down on and pedal with your feet and steer, well, with your bum. It has brake levers at either side. It's grey. It's called a Traeger. The standard is black wheels. And it's only an item that was more brought into the north here over this last 4 weeks, so it wouldn't be an original, it wouldn't be like a bicycle. It is very, very, very... Sorry, Margaret, wait a second. It's just, no, I don't even want to go there. As I say, it's called a Traeger. It's grey, black wheels, black seat, and it's worth £370. So it's quite a big loss to us here at the front of it. Just after the robbery last year. So I'm just asking any of your listeners if they see anything about or have seen it to give us a wee contact here. It's Ross Cycles Newcastle 437-255-255, and that's basically it. That's a very distinctive item, that, of course. It is, Gerry. It's like as I said, it's like a 3-wheel go-kart, only with a lie-down seat. You're very, very... It's almost like a Formula 1 racing car. You're lying down more or less on your back, which isn't bad. So if you can just ask anybody that they've seen anything like that, just to keep us posted. I for the police informed this morning here, so they're keeping an eye out for it as well. All right, then anyone who's can help us about that. Anyone who's seen that or maybe been offered that for sale or seen anybody suspicious flying about in something that you shouldn't be flying about, and give us a ring here. And that little old lady that won the bicycle off you, she's coming down to me. Excellent. She's coming down to collect her bike this week. I don't know, I think she's going to use it as one of her ducks in a profile. All right then. Thanks, Gerry. Okay, and so the number is 08459 555 678. Okay, thank you, John. Right. Okay, bye. You're working very hard in there today. What a wonderful... I don't know. Hello, good morning. Hello. Yes, hello. Oh, my name's Ian. Yes, Ian. You inquired yesterday how to clean a cream leather suite. I don't know if... Did I? Yes, you did. I think it was just a little throwaway thing, yes. Oh, was it? Yeah, no, that's okay. Can you describe how that can be done? Yeah, you go to a saddlery. A what? A saddlery. A saddlery. Is that a place where it makes saddles? That's correct. Right. And you buy soap for cleaning the saddle, which is leather. Yes. And you clean your suite with it. With a little water. And when it's dry, buff it up with a soft cloth, and that's the job. Is it not smelly? No.
Is it not smelly?
No.
All right then, okay. Cattle, saddle soap?
Yes.
Saddle soap.
And once a year, rub a wee taste of petroleum jelly and it'll stop it from cracking.
The only thing I have to say is, as the old joke goes, where would a man find a saddlery at this time of night? Well, is there many saddleries around? I haven't seen one. There's
Oh, yes, there's loads of them.
I don't know where... If I was going to get a saddle now, I don't know where I would go.
A saddlery?
And I know, but I don't know where I would find a saddlery, particularly in this area here.
Carador.
Carador? Seems a long way to go for a saddle.
Well...
There's a saddle... Are you a saddler?
There might be people down here with cream leather sweets as well.
Right. Are you in that business? Are you a saddler yourself?
No.
May I use that expression?
No.
Do you know any saddlers?
No, but I'm reading it out of the Daily Mail book of household hints and tips.
Well, that's a very handy book to have, I have to say.
It is indeed.
All right, so there's how to clean a white leather suite. Go to a saddler, get saddler soap, and it's every man for himself, buff it up with a cloth.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. All right, then, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Excellent, thanks, bye. There we are, you see, nothing too trivial to be dealt with here. More texts. I don't like these texts. I always think as if there are people trying to catch you. The Novaprint guys want to hear Mr. Coyle do an Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, I'll ask him in a minute. He's on the phone. Hi, Gerry. Could you please play the Proclaimers with the song called 500 Miles and the one that Johnny Cash, Big Iron, or A Boy Named Sue? Well, we have an alternative version of that by Lance Boyle and the Boys. We've got a number of requests for that. We'll play that before the day is out. We'll also play Johnny Cash singing When the Man Comes Around. We've got another request for that as well. Also, hi, my name is Tracy McCusker from between Banbridge and Dromore, and on Christmas Day, my Westie dog called Max got out. He was last seen in the Diamond area of Dromore. Max belongs to my 3 children, one of which has learning difficulties, and his birthday is on the 10th of January. The best present he could get would be Max. Oh, it's terrible to lose your dog on your birthday. My wee dog's over getting its haircut today. You know, it occurs to me that maybe I'm the one that should be getting his haircut, but no, I did let the dog go first. There's a very large reward to the person who returns Max, or to the person who gives details leading to his return. I almost said capture there, but that's not the same thing. So that's Tracy McCusker from between Banbridge and Dromore, lost on Christmas Day, a Westie dog called Max. He was last seen in the Diamond area of Dromore. If you see that, there's a little kid having his birthday in a couple of days' time. He's going to be very unhappy if the wee dog doesn't come back. Please play Johnny Cash when the man comes around, yes? Please say hello to Stephen in Flaxalls. He is whapped all day. I don't know what that means. Gerry, could you say hello to all the too poor to get drunk students on Rathcoole Street in Belfast? Is Sean doing impressions yet? Well, he's on the phone, or at least pretending to be on the phone. He's not doing them as yet. He's not in full cry, but there seems to be some kind of realisation that it must be done. Gerry, you know you're going to get tortured now with this new text number. Happy New Year, the Upper Torso correspondent. Yes, I'm tortured already. I'm actually sorry I started it. Here's Johnny Cash, I think. It comes on now in a moment. That's it.
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse. There's a man going round taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder reaching down when the man comes around. The hairs on your arm will stand up at the terror in each sip and in each sup. Will you partake of that last offered cup, or disappear into the potter's ground when the man comes around? Hear the trumpets, hear the pipers, 100 million angels singing. Multitudes are marching to the big kettle drum. Voices calling, voices crying. Some are born and some are dying. It's Alpha and Omega's kingdom come. And the whirlwind is in the thorn tree. The
virgins are all trimming their wicks. The whirlwind is in the thorn tree. It's hard for thee to kick against the pricks. Till Armageddon, no shalom, no shalom. Then the father hen will call his chickens home. The wise men will bow down before the throne, and at his feet they'll cast their golden crowns when the man comes around. Whoever is unjust, let him be unjust still. Whoever is righteous, let him be righteous still. Whoever is filthy, let him be filthy still. Listen to the words long written down when the man comes around. Hear the trumpets, hear the pipers, 100 million angels singing. Multitudes are marching to the big kettle drum. Voices calling, voices crying. Some are born and some are dying. It's Alpha and Omega's kingdom come. And the whirlwind is in the thorn tree. The virgins are all trimming their wicks. The whirlwind is in the thorn tree. It's hard for thee to kick against the pricks. In measured 100-weight and penny pound, when the man comes around.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Mammy and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, you must have thought it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks. It seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got clean. I roamed from town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Donegal in mid-July. I just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. I had an old saloon on a street of mud. There at a table dealing studs sat the dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that Mammy had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and grey and old. I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name's Sue. How do you do? Now you're going to die." That's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, he come up with a knife and he cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. But I heard him laugh and I heard him curse. He went for his gun, but I pulled mine first, and he stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's going to make it, he's got to be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you so strong. Yeah. He said, now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in the gut and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the named you Sue. What could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun and I caught him my paw, he called me son, and I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, do you know, I think I'm going to call him Owen or Bosco. Anything but Sue.
Oh, that's good. That's called the, what's it called? Something Breakdown. What is it again? Hold on a second. I should have that here. Of course I haven't. It's called Something Breakdown. Anyway. And before that was Lance Boyle and the Boilers. Very good song, that I think is really good. That's Sean Coyle, of course. And before that was Johnny Cash, The Man Comes Around, from American 4, The Man Comes Around, American Recordings. Right, somebody's on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, by the way, that banjo thing was the Dillards. It's a little song called Dixie Breakdown. That's it. Sorry about that. I didn't have it on hand, as they say. Do you know what, this is the time of the year when cockatiels can take no more? Do you know that? Hello?
Hello?
Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
There comes a certain time of the year, and I notice this, being in this business, being in this job, well, I can't call it a job because that implies work. Sitting here every day talking, you notice there are certain seasons of the year. There are certain seasons when parrots go missing, there are certain times when dogs fly, and there are certain times when cats disappear, and there are certain times of the year when cockatiels say, that's it, I'm out of here.
Right, I didn't know that now.
There's one missing from the Ballymagrota area of Derry Stoke Londonderry this morning. Just took a notion, off it went.
Oh dear.
So anyone in that vicinity, it's not too far from here, who knows? It may be sitting on the roof of this very building. I may go up and have a look. Have you a cockatiel, or have you ever had a cockatiel?
No.
Have you ever known a cockatiel? Have you ever known anyone who's ever had a cockatiel?
No, I haven't, but I'll make inquiries.
All right. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Can I help you in any way this fine day?
Gerry, Planksty are doing a revival concert in Vicar Street in Dublin.
They are not, are they?
A couple of dates at the end of January and beginning of February.
Really?
And my brother in London had got word of this, and he was very interested to go. So he rang his friend, and they tried to arrange their off-duty. And by the time he went back to book the tickets, they were all sold out.
Oh, dear. Well, you see, that's a hot ticket, that.
That's a hot ticket. The only thing I'm hoping is that when he made further inquiries, it's there's no seats at the concert. It's standing only. So I'm hoping that maybe when somebody has got a ticket and realised this, they will say, "Oh no, this is for the younger folk," and maybe give their ticket up. So I was wondering if you could at all help me to maybe track down a ticket or two for them.
Right, I'll do what I can. It's no crack standing at Vicar Street, you know.
No.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't.
I've been there. It's quite it's an intimate room, but it's a big room as well, and you have to stand around the side, and you're kind of out of it when you're standing there, you know, because you can't stand in the middle of the hall, of course. It's all tables, you see.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. I wasn't aware of it.
Not necessarily tables, but it's all seating. Do you know what I mean? You can't stand. You have to stand around the back. Do you know what I mean? And you're kind of out of it a bit. So, what does he want? 2 tickets?
2 tickets.
I just goes to show you.
Grateful.
Oh, well, I don't know if I can do anything about that or not.
Even 1.
Well, I don't know. See, I didn't even know that was happening. So it just goes to show you how quickly they went on sale, how quickly they were sold. I didn't even know Planks Day, what a night that would be. Is it 2 nights, did you say?
No, there's 1, 2, 3. I think there's about 4 nights, and I think they put on an extra couple.
Cheers, boys, I might go to that myself.
As well.
I wouldn't mind going to that myself. Well, maybe someone out there can help you. I may not be able to help you too much now at the moment, but maybe someone out there would have some advice as to what to do, or maybe somebody's got a couple of tickets for some reason they can't make it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what to do. Is it the end of January?
It is. The end of January, the 30th and the 31st, and then the 4th, 5th, 11th and 12th of February.
Yeah. I'm going down there myself, actually, around about that time, a couple of weeks after, and I'm going to see something else. I'll be down in Vicar Street.
So,
okay, listen, if you don't hear anything over the next week or so...
Right.
Give us a ring again, because I just might be able to help you. I'm not quite sure, but I just might be able to.
Right.
All right.
We'll be ever so grateful. The other thing you mentioned this morning was the saddlery.
Yes.
There's a sign on the Auchnacloyd and Gannon Road for a Hayes saddlery.
Is there?
There is.
All right, then. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
You're never alone with the saddlery.
Never alone.
Okay, then. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Gerry.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I was talking to a gentleman the other day.
Dove Pump Action Soap.
What?
Dove Pump Action Soap.
That sounds very complicated. Instead of saddle soap.
No, you'll get that in the leather shop in Smithfield. It'll clean any suite of furniture.
Dove Pump Action Soap.
Aye.
All right, then. Thank you for that, Sean. That was a little unexpected, but thank you for that.
And a lady lost a bracelet in Antrim. It's a sort of a 2-tone gold bracelet, if anyone found it.
Mm-hmm. You know what I was thinking? We should do something. I've been thinking over this past couple of days. I haven't mentioned it to you because I know how you hate everything. Do you remember a while back that we had a kind of a number of girls rang us, and they wanted to get together kind of singles. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Well, I was just thinking that we should actually... And I talked to a lady the other day, and that's what put it in my head. And I've been talking to a couple of people over the past few days. I didn't involve you, of course, because I know how horrible you regard anything that's any fun. So I was just thinking, would there be any future in us trying to run a kind of a night, a kind of a dance or something, for people who are single?
What?
I'm just
off your head.
No. I'm not talking about old dolls here. I mean, if all ages between, like... Do you know the way it is these days? Now, I'm perfectly serious about this.
Right.
Do you know the way it is? I mean, if I was 30 and I was single, I don't know where I would go. I mean, I'd feel too old to go to clubs. It's different. I can go in anywhere now because I'm a celebrity and they all want me. But if I was an ordinary person, remember the way I used to be? Remember me when I was an ordinary person, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, remember when I was an ordinary person? If I was an ordinary person and I was 30 now, where would I go? I wouldn't go to a pub because it's...
Why 30?
I'm just taking that as an arbitrary age.
Right. So
because 30 is a kind of a knockoff point.
I want you to be 40.
So do I. No, but when you're 30, you have to stop kind of going to discos and clubs, don't you?
Yes.
Because you feel old then. Yes. But what I want to know is, where do you go then? There's nowhere to go. You can't go to pubs because they're all full of old boys. You know the boys that you sit around talking to.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get near you or people like that or golfers. So, you know, a man is 30, he's still got his whole life ahead of him. When I was 30, I looked like 21.
Wait a minute now. You're saying that we should organise a dance.
I think
me
and
you should organise a dance.
Yeah, I think we should.
Are we gathering?
It's like our boat. It's like our boat. You know, we've done things before. We've organised buses. We've organised boat trips. Why couldn't we organise a kind of a...
Where are you going to have this for a start?
Well, somewhere probably in Belfast. Yeah, that's the central point. As some kind of soiree. some kind of a night. We might have a bit of a disco, might have a bit of a band, and we'll sell tickets.
You did live music.
Well, maybe live music. Yeah, maybe a combination of both.
Right.
And because you know what I was thinking.
So what are we going to? Are you and I going to greet them at the door, shake their hand, and say, "Hello, you single"?
We're going to be there. We're going to be there for support. Yes.
But what if people come along?
No, there's no stigma involved here. It's just a night, a bit of crack.
A singles night.
No,
but sure, we can't go to that.
Why not?
We're married.
No, it doesn't matter if you're single or not. You see, what I'm saying is that most of the ads in the paper for people who are looking for companions, they're put in by people they're put in by people who are married. You know that, don't you?
So we vet the people at the door?
No. Anybody can come, but it's basically for people who think they're single.
Oh, people who think... That's what I mean. So people who think they're single...
Yes.
Come along to our night?
Yes.
And sure, we'll get into all sorts of trouble.
No, we won't.
We will.
We won't. No, it's not up to us what they do.
What if we get a phone call from Sheila saying my Mickey was at your place last night?
Well, leave my Mickey out of this.
Well,
no, the point is, no, it's not our responsibility what our Mickey does or what Sheila does. What we're doing, we've got a facility there. We're asking people to come along who think they're single. And it's not our fault if they're single or not. And they can come along and mingle and meet new people. And who knows, it may become a regular thing. I think we should do it.
Right. Let's just say a fella and a girl appeared at the door.
A fellow and a girl.
And I'm standing there.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be standing at the door. What, are you going to be, a bouncer?
Well, what am I doing?
We'll be inside greeting.
Yes, okay. So why can't I greet them at the door?
No, we'll walk around, mingle. You know, we might cut off a few off the pack, you know.
Yeah, but what if someone...
Maybe a couple of young
What if people try to get in?
Oh, you can't get in.
What if a boy brings a girl with him? Do I put her out?
No, you give her to me. No, I haven't thought this out, as you can tell.
Yes, I know.
No, I haven't thought it out.
Do you turn people away who come with a partner?
Hold on a minute.
Of the opposite sex?
What? No, listen, no. Let's put it this way. If a man comes along with a woman, he has to be prepared to share her about. Do you know what I mean?
So a man comes into the hall and he says, "Hey, boys, look what I've got here.
Come and get it."
Who wants her?
Exactly. No, you're just making fun of this.
I'm not. No, there has to be rules here.
Well, there don't need to be rules.
You can't come to the dance if you've got a member of the opposite sex with you.
No, you can't.
No, that's what I mean.
No, you can't. No, that's right. Okay, I agree with that, yeah.
So that's right. And you must be nearly single.
But that doesn't mean you must think you're single.
Right. Okay.
But it does mean you have to come on your own. You understand what I'm trying to say?
You can bring your
boyfriend.
Aye.
Your man. If a man, you could bring a couple of men with you.
Right.
If you wanted to.
Right, I could bring...
Janet, I know Janet's married, but she thinks she's single sometimes.
Right.
Well, Janet could bring along a couple of girls who think they're single.
Uh-huh.
See, and there's no barriers here, and it's for both Protestants and Catholics.
And it's going to be a wee drink and a dance.
There'll be drink, and there'll be dancing, and there'll be...
And then what'll happen at the end of the night? I mean, will you wish them all a safe journey home? And
no, we'll all go back to the hotel. Then we'll get the bottles out. We'll spin the bottle.
Oh, where are you going to have? Where are you going to have this dance?
I don't know. I haven't thought of a venue yet. No, I'm serious about this. You're laughing.
No,
you're laughing.
I want to see it happen.
I want to see it happen too, because I think we owe it to the people. Right. And why don't we ask the people if they want to do that? I wonder what kind of numbers we would get.
Well, you can't do it now. Listen, you're out early.
What time are you out today?
Well, you're out at 57:27.
Let me just write that down. It's a good job I have a pen. 57:27.
You're so organised.
57:27. Yeah. When's that? That's shortly.
That's now 50.
That's about a minute
now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Do you think it's a thing that we could do?
Well, why don't we talk about it tomorrow morning? When we flag it up tomorrow morning.
No, let's talk about it today, and then
because we're out.
I know. When we talk about it tomorrow morning, we'll have some idea what we're talking about. Anyway, maybe I'd be interested.
When do you intend to have this dance?
Oh, I think Valentine's night. Kathleen Gorman from Gerry, Happy New Year to her from Paul McAvoy and Warren Point, and happy birthday to George White in Derry City Council from the boys in the maintenance
section. What time is it now? You watch your time.
What time is it? Stop that. You're always fussing about. What time is it now? It's 57... 20, we've another 30 seconds, for God's sake. So I want you to think about this seriously, and I want some feedback from the listeners. If there's anyone out there who thinks it's a good idea, maybe perhaps they could write to me or send me a text. The text number is, what is it? Whatever it is.
No, and we need a title for it.
No, nearly, we think we're single night.
Right.
Okay. No, it's not that. I just said that off the top of my head. 27, we're coming up now.
Yes.
Okay, if you want to write to me, write to Gerry Anderson, care of BBC Radio 4, Derry Stoke, London, Derry. Email address, gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. I can't be bothered with this stuff here. We used to go to 12.
You don't like it out early?
No, I don't like it out early.
You're right.
We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Goodbye.
You're listening to BBC Radio Ulster, and now this place. Today, 17-year-old Danielle Martin talks about Antrim Town.
Anyone that lives in Antrim is not there for its fantastic nightlife. It's a very small town, not quiet, but small. If you're a child, there are plenty of places to go. If you're a teenager, there isn't anywhere to go at all. So teenagers are mostly stuck walking about the streets. If you're over 18, there are a few good bars and restaurants to go to. And Antrim isn't really full of happy memories for me, although I've lived there all my life. This would be because my dad got murdered when I was 8, so it's not really a happy place for me. I don't really go to the graveyard or anything either, because if I've got something in my head that's sad to me, I don't like to remember it. I like to forget it. My granny told us, sitting in her living room, me and my 2 sisters, we had a Sunday school trip that day. This actually happened the night before, so they told us after our Sunday school trip so they wouldn't spoil it for us. Me and my sister Samantha, she's 16 now, we were both sitting on my granny's knee, and she said that something terrible has happened to our dad, and I turned around and said, he's not dead, is he? You know, not really being serious about it. And she started crying and said, I'm sorry, he is. And me and Samantha both started crying. And then about a couple of minutes after that, Sarah turned around and said, can I have an orange? And kind of broke everyone's, unhappiness. Everyone just laughed. So, and then 5 minutes after we were told, it came on the news, so it's just as well we were told then. I don't think I see myself as an adult living in Antrim. An adult maybe for a couple of years, but I mean, once I get my full-time job and my education out of the way, no, I'll probably be visiting it at weekends.